Pennsylvania's cities are facing a serious problem with a lot of people being very poor, more people not having a place to live, and crime going up a lot. In the last 5 years, the number of homeless people in some cities has gone up by 50%. Pennsylvania now has one of the highest crime rates in the country, making the situation even worse. Sharon. This city is facing significant challenges, ranking 8th in unemployment, 7th in poverty, and 4th in the state for the lowest median income. A high poverty rate of 26.9%, which is 92.14% above the national average, is a major concern. The average annual household income is $31,777, which is 52.92% below the national average. Unemployment is affecting 1 in 10 workers, with a rate of 10.3%, surpassing the national average by 119.15%. Additionally, Sharon is 8th in overall crime, 22nd in violent crime. Safety concerns are on the rise, affecting the city's overall appeal. Crime rates have been a point of concern, making residents wary of their surroundings. Furthermore, the education system faces challenges, impacting the city's attractiveness to families looking for quality schooling options. Philadelphia. Let's explore why Philadelphia's population is going down, and it's not just about people moving away. Philly faces some serious challenges that make folks hesitant to move in. Firstly, it's crowded. The second largest East Coast city with almost 12,000 people per square mile. Then there's the traffic, ranking as the 10th worst in the US, making people lose about 75 hours each year stuck in jams. The winters here are long and freezing, lasting up to 3.5 months with temperatures below 45 degrees. Public transportation isn't reliable either. Living costs are high, making it the 5th most expensive US city. The streets are dirty, labeled the dirtiest in America in 2020. Crime rates are high, parking is a nightmare, and there are too many taxes. And if you're thinking of raising a family, Philly's not the friendliest place, rated poorly for safety, housing, education, and overall kid-friendliness. It's a mix of reasons that paints a tough picture for Philly's appeal. Chester. The Delaware River tells stories of hardship, but the people here in Chester are strong and determined. Even though the city faces challenges like high unemployment, poverty, and low income, the community remains resilient. The poverty rate is 30.4%, much higher than the national average, and households earn an annual income of $32,867, reflecting the financial struggles they endure. Unemployment is at 14.3%, well above the national rate, casting a shadow on the city's streets. Crime is also a concern, with Chester ranking high in overall, violent, and property crime rates. Despite these challenges, the people of Chester share a strong spirit and a hopeful vision for a better future. Uniontown. Uniontown faces a range of challenges. It holds the first position in overall crime, property crime, and 3rd in violent crime in the state, raising serious safety concerns. The city also deals with the 3rd highest unemployment rate, 6th in poverty, and 8th in the state's lowest median income, reflecting economic problems. The poverty rate in Uniontown is 27.7%, which is 97.86% higher than the national average. The typical household income is $34,724 annually, significantly lower than the national average by 48.56%. Economic variances are evident in these figures. Unemployment affects 1 in 8 workers, with a rate of 13.3%, standing 182.98% above the national average. The overall crime rate in Uniontown is 158.35% higher than the national average, resulting in a notable 1 in 21 chance of becoming a victim of property crime. York. The city faces significant economic and safety challenges. It ranks 4th in unemployment, 6th in poverty, and 11th in the state for the lowest median income. The poverty rate is high at 27.7%, which is nearly double the national average. The average household income in York is $36,320, 46.19% lower than the national average. Unemployment affects 1 in 8 workers, with a rate of 11.8%, significantly higher than the national average. In terms of crime, York ranks 10th overall, 7th in violent crime, and 15th in property crime, with a 1 in 39 chance of falling victim to property crime. Harrisburg. Harrisburg faces significant challenges in terms of crime and economic conditions. It ranks 9th in violent crime and 20th in overall crime. The city's economic landscape is also concerning, with an 18th rank in unemployment, 8th in poverty, and 27th in the state's lowest median income. The poverty rate in Harrisburg is 26.5%, which is 89.29% higher than the national average. The typical household income is $41,831, which is 38.3% below the national norm. 1 in every 4 residents lives below the poverty line, and over 1 in every 8 households has an annual income below $10,000. Unemployment stands at 8.5%, which is 80.85% higher than the national rate. These factors contribute to an overall crime rate that is 12.36% above the national average and a 120.88% elevated risk of falling victim to violent crime. Wilkinsburg. Wilkinsburg has a unique economic and safety situation. It ranks 23rd in unemployment, 9th in poverty, and 13th in the state for the lowest median income. The poverty rate is high at 26.2%, which is 87.14% higher than the national average. A typical household in Wilkinsburg earns $37,649 annually, which is 44.22% below the national average. 1 out of every 4 residents lives below the poverty line, and more than 1 in 7 households have an annual income under $10,000. The unemployment rate is 7.6%, exceeding the national average by 61.7%. Additionally, Wilkinsburg faces challenges in crime, ranking 11th overall, 10th in violent crime, and 14th in property crime. This puts residents at a 1 in 38 chance of becoming victims of property crime. Darby. The borough of Darby is facing significant challenges, ranking 1st in unemployment, 12th in poverty, and 19th in the state for the lowest median income. These economic struggles are accompanied by high crime rates, with Darby ranking 2nd overall, 4th in violent crime, and 3rd in property crime. The poverty rate is 25.5%, well above the national average, and the average household income in Darby is $40,423, which is 40.11% below the national average. Unemployment is a major issue, affecting 1 in 7 workers with a rate of 15.2%, more than double the national average. The overall crime rate is 97.16% higher than the national average, raising concerns about safety, with a 1 in 31 chance of becoming a victim of property crime. Reading is facing significant economic challenges, ranking 6th in unemployment, 3rd in poverty, and 10th in the state for the lowest median income. The city also struggles with high crime rates, standing 17th overall, 12th in violent crime, and 20th in property crime. The poverty rate is alarmingly high at 30.9%, surpassing the national average by 120.71%. The typical household income in Reading is $35,745 annually, which is 47.4% below the national average. Unemployment affects 1 in 9 workers with an 11.4% rate, significantly higher than the national average. Educational disparities are evident, with only 69% of adults holding high school diplomas compared to the national rate of 87.7%. The overall crime rate in Reading is 25.52% higher than the national average, resulting in a 1 in 45 chance of becoming a victim of property crime. Johnstown, a city in Pennsylvania, faces significant challenges, ranking 2nd in poverty, with the lowest median income, and 13th in unemployment. The community bears the weight of these issues with determination. The poverty rate is high at 33.2%, 137.14% above the national average. Unemployment stands at 9.5%, 102.13% higher than the national rate, showcasing the resilient spirit of the people. The annual household income of $29,171 falls short by 56.78%, reflecting economic disparities. The city's crime rankings tell tales of struggle, with a 1 in 31 chance of property crime. Despite these challenges, Johnstown's residents continue to move forward with unwavering determination against the backdrop of their historic hills. Thanks for watching.